So Robin Williams is like my guardian angel, And in 2020, I had weight loss surgery, and I had they staple your stomach, like
Oh wow. Okay.
they eliminate a big portion gastric bypass.
Oh, it's like 80% of your stomach.
Something, yeah, and they staple it, so some of the staples came off and it
Whoa.
started leaking,
Oh, wow.
So I ended up in the hospital, man, for like a little over 2 weeks, and then but when I was in the ER for 3 days. Like on the third night, bro, I just got tired because I was covered in bags of ice because I had a crazy fever.
Whoa.
And then I threw the towel, man. I said, you know what? I'm done, man. And then right there, my guardian angel woke me up, like, get up, And it was fucking Robin Williams,
Whoa.
It's crazy, I know. Everybody was he wearing the nose? I'm like, fuck it. I said Robin Williams, fuckers, not Patch Adams, So
It was Miss Doubtfire.
Imagine Miss Doubtfire.
Hello.
Or worse, Medea, My wife watches a lot of Medea stuff. Oh my god. Yeah, so I was done, man. I was just tired, and dude like grabbed me. I don't know how to describe it, but you take a breath and you're so comfortable, you feel like you're falling through the bed,
Yeah.
And then dude just grabbed me and pulled me back, and got in my face and told me like, you got more purpose than you know.
Damn.
And I keep fighting till you see the daylight, and shock the shit out of me, And then so I stayed awake till daytime, and then once daytime hit, they started taking away all these hoses and plugs.
Yeah.
And the doctor came over and told me, congratulations, you're gonna live.
Damn.
I'm like,
dude.
man, it's really cool. So I always liked him because he was so twitchy, I feel like I'm like that, And then, but now more because I was tired, but he's my guardian angel, man. He pulled me back, And so another thing I wanted to do with, be on your podcast is share that message. Because, you always feel like when you're close to death, like, why me, Why did I make it and other people don't make it through other stuff, So I feel like I have to share that message. Because, like, especially, like, my comedy friend, also Robledo, Carlos, he didn't make it through that fight with mental health, And so I need to keep sharing that message about, like, everybody, you have way more purpose than no matter how crappy shit looks, you got way more stuff to do than you think,
Yeah.
Your story has to be told, and it can only be told by you, So, I always wanted to share that, man, and so another reason for me to, I love Robin Williams, for this comedy, and for whatever reason, I think whenever I'm not spiritual and stuff like that, right? But whenever you need to see something, it always has to be something that relates to you to grab your attention. And I think maybe the reason my guardian angel had his face is to grab my attention, So at least that's what I think, because other than that, it doesn't make any sense,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing, like, when he passed away, that shook the hell out of me,
Absolutely.
Because I don't know if you growing up, when you grow up in a rough part of town, there's no such thing as mental health. There's no such thing as feelings. There's no such thing as. There's so many things that, like, gosh, man, get out of here, cállate,
Yeah.
So growing up, all that stuff, I thought it was bullshit. The people with feelings. So many things, man. Like, it's machismo,
Depression, anxiety,
all that. Is like, to me, it's like goofy machismo.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hide your feelings and act tough and whatever. People, your friends die, and you just, you say, all right, see you when I see you, bro. See you on the other side later.
Yeah.
And and now that you're older, like man, like, you start seeing, like, you start going backwards. Living your life backwards. Like man, there's so many stuff, like, where I felt a certain way, and I just said, like, I played the part, like, whatever, let's keep it moving, So for that reason, like, this is the message I just try to share as much as I can, especially with comedians, open mics, small shows, and the bigger shows I've done. Like, there's a lot of comedians, man. They got some edgy stuff, like, I think that's what the comedians, they turn pain and trauma into comedy,
Yeah.
or
I got a lot of that.
and a lot of your life lessons, or when life kicked the shit out of you, we turn that into comedy, and it's a good way to what do they call it? Free free therapy.
Yeah.
But I share that message with as many people as I can because you never know. You never know who's going through those slopes. You know,
Yeah.
the ups and downs of being really up, and then who knows what happens when they're by themselves, right? Like they hit those slopes of depression or anxiety or whatever it is, you know. And crazy, man. So that's why Robin Williams is one of my guys, man. Forever, man. You know. Can stand on comedy, and he pulled me back, bro.
Dude, that's a random by Robin Williams.
Yes,
that's random.
That's the only thing I could think of, man. What's the link? I always think, why him? You know?
Yeah. But no, that's true. It was common for you, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and then plus, it was somebody you looked up to, like in the art form.
Yes, and then and again, you know, he lost the battle to depression, anxiety. That was shocking. And again, at that time, I was like, "Come on, really?" You know, like I still didn't really buy into that.
You didn't grasp the concept of it.
I didn't grasp it, or I didn't want to give into it. You know, like again, that machismo face. Yeah. You put in that machismo front. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you think of a comedian, especially like him, like. When he portrays things on movies or things, he's happy. You know, he makes other people happy. So you always think that comedians, their entire life and their entire identity is happy and funny and everything.
Right.
But it's not. Like I never thought of it like you said. You know, comedians turn trauma and life experiences into comedy. I never really thought that they turn dark into light. You know, for other people. Wow, that's.
Yeah.
That's nice.